Okay, so we're a little over a month into 2025. It's February 2025. A lot of people set big goals for themselves. Goals to break bad habits, goals to change routines, goals to attain a new level in their lives, or professionally, educationally, or just anything in their life, or in terms of relationship. For some, they've totally abandoned the mission by this time of the year. Some have already drifted back into their old routines, their old bad habits, their old bad indulgence. Some have already lost track. And yet, every new year, people will get on social media. They would say, New Year, New Me. And I'm sure you heard of that. I myself say that a couple of times when I was a little younger. New Year, New Me. Meaning that everything that we've done in the last 12 months does not count. And then the next year, I'm going to be the new person entirely. And instantly, I'm going to change. It's a cultural phenomenon. You have this collective of hope that people have on social media when they say New Year, New Me, hoping to do something better for themselves into this new year. A fresh day, a fresh calendar, people with big goals, big aspiration for change. And every new year we convince ourselves that we will be different than in the year previous, that we will break our bad habits as from the year previous. But as months pass, we end up falling short and falling slowly and little by little into our old habits. Some will hang on. Some have already lost by February, but some will hang on. But slowly but surely, many will not become the new year, new me. Many will lose that. Many will lose sight of their focus. Many will lose their mission. And why is that? Why is that new year, new me almost never works? People will say new year, new me, but by February or March, they're back into their whole habits. And I'm saying this because I have done that myself. I have countless of time every year will set goals for myself, will set to break bad habits. But as months pass, I will get back to the same things that I was running away from. So why is that? In this video, we're going to talk about it. So when it comes to goals, they are 3 levels of goal setting, or 3 levels of changing a habit. Number 1, outcome based change. That's when the result you want. For example, you want to get a 6-pack. That is the result. That is the outermost part of a habit change, is the goal. It's like the outcome, what you want. So number 2 will be the system. Those are the things that you set in place, the process to get there, to get to the outcome, to get to the result. Think of it like if your goal or your outcome, your aim is to have 6-packs, for example. Your system may be something like a clean diet or a workout plan. So that is the system. And the third and final step or level for a habit change is identity, which is one of the most overlooked part of a habit change. I've done that myself. I've always overlooked those things. I always focused on the outcome and the systems, but the identity, I never tried it to change it, or I never even knew that existed. So a lot of people fall in this trap of ignoring the inner core of the habit change, which is to change your identity. It's what you believe. It's the things that you believe you're capable. It's who you are at core is your identity. So what you believe dictates and work together with those 2 others levels of changing a habit. The real shift happens, when you reframe everything. When you reframe everything and when you work all these things together. So for example, as for myself, I used to say things like, I want to be an A student. I want to get A's in all my classes in college, and I'll fall short. I will fall short of that every time. And the reason being is that I always focused on the outcome, A's. I never focused in on the systems or the identity or becoming the person that would get the A. I never focused on that. I always set my aim, um, the goal, and that was it. Which is, having a goal is not bad, but if we want to change to make a step towards that goal, we need to have systems and identity. We need to, you know, bring all those things together to work towards that habit change. And, you know, most people have this flaw. Most people only care about the goals, only see the goals. I want to make $10,000 a month or a day or wherever, any amount. Or I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go to this place, I want to do this, I want to change this, I want to quit smoking, I want to this. Those are all good goals, but without an identity shift, nothing will happen. And as for me, what I would have said instead, what would have been better for me to do when I was in college, as to go back to the example of getting an A in all my classes, the best thing I could have done for myself would be, what are the systems that an A person has, so I can take steps towards it. And I would have told myself that I am a studious person. I like studying, because a studious person is the person who is going to get the A's in all his classes. So therefore, I will be a studious person. So you see, that reframe is making me more aligned towards my goal, towards my aim, because I'm more likely to attain it, because I reframe my mind into something that's in my identity at core. Because if your identity and your goals are not congruent, they will not last. You can have a goal to quit smoking, but if you still call yourself deep down as a smoker, you would not quit smoking, right? If your goal is to eat clean and lose weight, and at core your identity is like, yeah, when I come back home, I sit on my couch and then watch sports and eat junk food. At your core, if that's your core, you will not lose weight. You will not attain that goal. So you need to separate and remove the old habits, or remove the old frame of mind, and change it so you can align with the goal that you have in mind. So if your goal is to be, let's say, a writer, or your goal is to write a book, your frame of mind should be that I am a writer, that I should undertake the habit of a writer. So you set systems as well. Don't just set it in your mind and change your identity. You change systems as well, so that it can align all together. When you focus on your identity first, actions follow naturally. Things just come naturally, and your behavior will follow. The reason most people fail is because their identity stands in the way. Their self-image stands in the way, because they still see themselves as a smoker or as a drug addict. They still see themselves as that image. That's the reason why most people fail, because your mind does not want to be wrong. Your mind does not want to contradict itself. It wants to be right, and it wants to be in line with what it thinks. So if you think you're a drug addict, and you still think you're suffering alcoholic, even though you may have a goal to change that, 9 out of 10 you still fail. You get back to the old habits. That's why people come in New Year, they'll say New Year, new me, but in reality they will just fall back into their old habits, whole routines, old wrongdoings, and the cycle just keep repeating, because their self-image gets in the way. You need to change your identity and work your way up from identity, your systems, and your goal. That's the way to make goals and change habits. And think of it like this: your habits are a set of foundation of the person you are. So habits are a proof of the person you're becoming over time. That's really what they are. Like, if you accumulate all the habits of what you've done your entire life, that's who you are now. That's entirely who you are. So habits are very important. They're very they should be things that you should not take lightly, and they should be taken seriously, because they shape the person you become. Like you say you want to be a musician. I'm just talking to whoever want to be a musician, or whoever you want to be, an artist or an actor. When was the last time you practiced what you said you wanted to become? When was the last time you practiced your chords if you wanted to be a musician? You wanted to be a writer, okay. When was the last time you've set your laptop and wrote something down? When was the last time you took your typewriter, if you're into that, you still Asian? Um, when was the last time you've done that? When was the last time you've done your duty as the person you called yourself to be? Because, as I said last time, the goal is to become that person that gets those things done and change things. So if your goal is to write a book, the goal is also to become a writer in the process. That is the goal. Because when you don't have that, you lose track, and you won't last. Right? So what are the things that you're doing on a consistent basis? Your identity can be changed through repeated behaviors over time. Small, consistent actions stack up and give a proof of the person that you really are. We don't have to look much into the world. We can tell the person by their fruits. That is a verse from the Bible. We tell the person who you are not about the words they say, but by the proof of undeniable proofs and fruits in their fruition that they're putting into the world. So what have you been doing? So do you actually want to change? How do you take action? Right? So now that we know why we can't change, so how do you actually change? And my approach is really simple, because I like simple things. The simple things are always the best in most cases. Just take small actions. You can start now. Like, seriously. Take small actions. It sounds cliche because it's true. Take small actions. Do small things one at a time. If your goal is to be a musician, practice your chords for like 30 minutes a day. If your goal is to be a writer, write something down, a paragraph, a sentence, put something on the board. Because over time, that small, these few layers of paint can build a mountain of proof of the person that you've become. So the sentence that you write, you've written every day, over a year, it may be pages. And guess what? In the process, you've become a writer. The song lyrics that you've written over the year, guess what? It's making you a musician. So small, consistent efforts and habits will keep you into a habit to change to the person you actually desire. So every year that we come out and we say, new year, new me, this time we come out victorious. This time, this year, 2025, me and you will come out victorious, because now we know what it takes to change. What it takes to change is to change our identity, set up systems, aim, and do it consistently. That is how we change. And we become patient. If your goal is to write a book, be patient, because that may take time. Be patient. Do small, set systems, aim big, and take action. That is the goal. That is the goal. So please let me know below in the comments, what are your goals? I want to hear your goals. How are you going to attain them, and what type of person you will become in the process? I would love to know. And as for me, I only have 3 things that I really want to do consistently. I want to create content more. I want to get close with Christ, and I want to learn new skills. Those are the three things that I want to focus on. So, number one, creation. The identity shift will just be I am a creator. And when it comes down to getting closer with God, my identity shift will just to recognize myself as already a child of God. That identity shift will make it closer for me to pursue God and pursue spending time with Him. And lastly, when it comes to learning new skills, I'll have to change my mindset and reframe reframe my mindset into thinking that I am a lifelong learner, a student of life. That identity shift will make it easier for me to pursue and learn new skill, learn things that I'm interested in, and try new things, because I call myself a student of life and I'm open to learning new skills. So little skills, little steps into the things that in which we desire consistently can make tremendous effort. It can accumulate, getting us to the goal that we actually desire, and that is the formula, is to change your identity into the person in which you desire. So that can make it easier for you to get closer to the goals that you want, and set the foundation of habits that will lead you to become that person. So yeah, that is the goal. The formula is to do little things consistently. Do the things that you need to do consistently, and become the person in which you want to become. It's the last week of February. I hope we're having an amazing year already. And I just hope for all of us this year that we crush our goals. Let's go crush our goals and become the person in which we want to become. And become the new year, new me. Finally. Because we said it all the time, every new year. But this one, we have to crush it. We don't have to say anything. You have to just go out there and put little efforts and make those habitual efforts consistently throughout this rest of the year. And I guarantee you come back to this video to thank me. And this is the goal. We are going to become the person that we desire. Let's have an amazing year. Thanks for watching.